Hey guys, Gaming Off the Grid here. We were recently asked by Riff of Pixel Game Squad what the top 5 favorite things in our game room are. And that's a hard list to make.
Yeah.
It probably changes daily.
Oh, it does. It changes every hour.
But we're going to go ahead and give it our best shot. Robert, you're going to kick this one off.
I am.
Number 5!
For number 5, I'm gonna go with this beautiful Nintendo rug. This is actually a recent addition to the game room, so it might be the honeymoon phase I'm going through, but I'm in love with this thing. It's so cool. I love how there's different characters on it. It's such a cool thing too when you walk into the game room. It just sets the tone. And when I'm sitting in my chair or laying on the ground rubbing this thing, I just love it because it has like a nice cush to it, and it's like really soft, and it's just beautiful. So that's our number 5, this Nintendo rug.
Number 4.
Before I go into number 4, I've never walked in on Robert rubbing, or laying, on this rug for that matter. So I wonder what he does when I'm gone. So we're not major toy collectors here on Gaming Off the Grid, but the Ninja Turtles were a huge part of my life growing up. I was really into Batman, pro wrestling, and the Ninja Turtles. And there was a point in time in my life where everything revolved around Ninja Turtles, whether it be the movies I was watching, the games I was playing, or the toys I was playing with. And so, for number 4, first off, this shelf's badass, but it's gotta be these figures here. For the time in the 90s, I believe these, I think it's Real Movie Figures, whatever it is. 92, I think, is when they came out. They're huge, and they are so awesome. And 2 of these, Raphael and Leonardo, I've had since I was a little kid. The other 2 I've had to get on the eBay since. But the pores on the skin, these figures, you know, a lot of people are used to like the NECA figures and those type of things coming out nowadays and the detail that you get with those. For the time, I have never seen a better representation of the Ninja Turtles than these big figures right here. And I also don't see anybody talk about these. I just love these. And every time I look down at that shelf, I want to play Turtles in Time, and I want to put in Turtles 1 or 2, the movie, every single time. So definitely for me, one of the more cool aspects of the game room. Love these dudes.
I actually am not a huge fan of these. I know they're really cool and they're super realistic. The pores are incredible, but I'm kind of freaked out by them because every time I look over, I think they're going to come to life. And I know I'm a huge fan of Toy Story, but I'm also not a huge fan of Chucky, and I feel like those would be Chucky dolls.
Number 3.
Number 3 on our list is these PS2 big box games. We're huge fans of light gun games just in general. They're great co-op games, and the GunCon 2 is one of the best ways to play light gun games at home. And the PS2, I love it. And these things are so cool. This one comes with 2, so I really like that one. And while we're talking about big boxes, I know Wes told me not to say this, but I'm a huge fan of this Guitar Hero 3 big box, and I'm just gonna throw that in with it. So the big box PS2 games are our number 3 pick, and light gun games all the way, baby.
Number 2.
Number 2 in our game room, we're gonna kind of lump some things together here. I don't know if that's allowed. Riff, is that allowed? The police are here. Anyways, we are gonna talk about autographs. They mean a lot to us, and every time we see them, we're like, oh yeah. First, start off, met Nature Boy Ric Flair. Had him sign this Winged Eagle Championship belt. Woo!
Who are you? Never tell me how to wrestle!
Styling and profiling every time I look at that autograph. Then at Midwest Gaming Classic, we met and got to have a really good discussion with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. So you can say they're video game related because they're wrestlers that have been in wrestling video games. And we've also got an autographed 2x4 right up here on the game shelf from Mr. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So what do you think about that? Tough guy. There's a couple on Robert's side of the room that he's going to talk about.
I just want to clarify something real quick, that there's better autographs on my side of the room, and you can take that home, tough guy.
Tough guy!
So, first off, we got Jake the Snake. This one actually was sent to us by Megadan29, but we did meet Jake the Snake. So if you look up here, we got a Jake the Snake sign of him with Macho Man, the iconic Bite match. Now, that's so freaking awesome. I love Jake the Snake, one of my favorite wrestlers, so having both those on my side, gets me jacked. And then over here, our buddy Tim Kitzrow, the voice of NBA Jam, MLB Slugfest, NHL Hits, Arcade Sports. We met him a couple times. He signed this, he signed this. We actually have a signed GameCube game by him as well. What a cool guy. He's a riot.
Dunk It All, guaranteed to give you 6 extra inches of vertical. If you have a dunk lasting over 6 seconds, call Dr. J immediately, because you just broke his record. Side effects include trash talking, catching on fire, and going boom shakalaka.
Every time I look at it, I just think, boom shakalaka.
You are number one.
And then there was one. I think there could only have been one.
Oh
thing,
yeah,
right?
this has been a staple in the game room since we started. This might have built the game room.
Yes. If you're a retro gaming fan and you have a retro gaming room, you gotta have a CRT. And this console, Zenith CRT, we pipe our 2600, our NES, our Genesis, and our Super Nintendo, and our N64.
Yes.
All to this TV. The one above is a little more of a modern CRT, but this TV is fantastic. For its time, the sound, the speakers on the front, it's got like the little carpet over them. We've put little graphics in there just for the hell of it. But this TV still has a great picture, great quality, great audio. It's just a fantastic TV, and it just screams nostalgia and retro.
And as a fan of like carpentry and well-built things, I love the wood trim. There's a fake drawer here, which I really love. I wish the drawer actually worked, but sadly it doesn't.
It is what it is.
Dude, I just love coming into the game room, sitting in our chairs, and looking at this bad boy, because it takes me back to when things were simpler, things were well-built, things were beautiful, you know?
Yeah, whether we're playing games on this thing, watching VHS tapes.
Watching wrestling?
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
SummerSlam 92.
Red Heart.
It's going to be really hard for anything to supplant the Zenith console TV in our game room. What's a retro gaming room without a CRT TV? It's not a retro gaming room.
no,
at
it's
all,
not.
so
This thing's beautiful.
gotta love it. Speaking of beautiful,
IPAs.
what do you think of this beer?
This IPA is a very generic IPA. If you think of an IPA, you think of this, you know. It's not
Yeah.
too crazy, it's not too offensive, it's just straightforward. It's got good hop taste, but it's nothing special, you know. It's just right in the middle.
Yeah, I think this is just a good representation of the style. Three Floyds Brewing seems to do that with their beers. I've never had a beer from them that I didn't like. This is a good beer. With it being called Zombie Dust, I guess I was expecting it to have a little more teeth.
Yeah.
And be a little more like just deadly. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know, like-
wanting your brain.
Yeah,
You know?
I just figured it would really kick you in the nuts, kind of a deal. It doesn't. It's a very smooth, easy drinking IPA. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's a good beer.
I think it's a good beer for the masses.
Yeah.
I obviously always want more in my IPAs, but you know, it's a good, easy drink.
Yeah, for sure. So, we thank you so much, Riff, for asking us to show off the top 5 things in our game room. And while we're at it, we might as well...
Ooh, nominate some people.
yeah, how about we see the top 5 things in the Nerd Layers game room?
Ooh, Telesplash Gaming.
That would be good.
Ooh. J Love.
J-Love, Linda, a.k.a. the Gamer Girl.
Ooh, yes.
Solid Nate.
Solid Nate. Boom, there's 5.
Yep.
Let's see your top 5 things in your guys' game room. I'm excited to see it.
This was a fun one. We always appreciate you guys tuning in and subscribing to the channel. Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Off the Grid. Dude, don't do that, dude. That's sick.
But it's beautiful.
We were recently asked by Riff of Pixel Game Squad what our top 5 favorite things in this game room are.
Game Rhubarb? Game Rhubarb. Gay rhubarb.
It's a pretty common fetish. It's more common than you think.
Yeah, and if it ever happens to you, it fucks with your head.
Yeah, it does. There's no, you're scarred for life.
Yeah, and there's no dominant or submissive. Submissive.
All right, here we go. Before I go into number 4, I've never...
Number 3 on our list is these PS2 big box light gun game. And the GunCon 2 is one of the best light gun peripherals to use for light guns. It's at the home version. Alright, before I get started, I just want to say that on my side of the room is the better autographs. Well-built things. I love the wood trim, the handle,
Yep.
There's a drawer here. No, just kidding, it's a big drawer. Dude, I just love walking into the game room, sitting in our chairs, looking at this bad boy, and seeing wood panel.
Keep gaming, keep drinking. We'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Off the Grid. What? I did not like that. Why are you doing that?
We'll see you guys next time.